I personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out the ring. I don't care who you are.
This camera. If Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather gets made, it does more than Terence Crawford Canelo on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
Clip that.
He pulled out a good, I don't know if he interviewed Floyd or it's just his imagination, but it's something that has people talking about, so it's going to be a great fight.
Floyd Mayweather has been cautioned by Leonard Ellerbe not to take on Manny Pacquiao. He cautioned that one incorrect punch can alter a fighter's entire future in the cruel sport of boxing. Ellerbe underlined that boxers should steer clear of dangerous fights in their senior years and instead concentrate on ensuring their income and safeguarding their health. He feels that older fighters should enjoy life rather than seek needless danger, and that once a legacy has been established, there is no need to prove anything more.
Do what's best for him. If he feels as though the time is now to walk away, but I personally don't like to see guys take punishment, especially at the latter part of their career, because again, a piece of you is always left when you step out of that ring. Every time you go into the ring, you're not the same person that comes out the ring. I don't care who you are. And boxing is a brutal, brutal sport. And all it takes is, one punch here, and again, your whole life is completely changed. And the key is to get in this sport and to become successful, meaning fight the best guys that are out there, and then make a lot of money, and then be able to go out and do whatever it is you want to do. Obviously, with being in a position to take care of your family, that's what it's all about.
Floyd Mayweather's son made it apparent in a rare public comment that he opposes his father going back to fight Manny Pacquiao. His remarks demonstrate a profound concern for his father's welfare, even though he does not specifically name him. He seems to think Floyd has accomplished enough in the sport and has nothing more to prove. The recommendation to forego a second fight stems from self-care rather than rivalry. It's a position that emphasizes how retired fighters' families frequently worry more about the health of their departed loved ones than about their legacy.
Ron, I'm too much. Hey, mucho gusto, all right?
I don't know. You got to ask him.
Hey, brother, would you like one question?
No.
Can I ask one question? Hey, brother, can I ask one question? Can I ask one
everybody's older.
Can you put another shrimp on the box?
Manny Pacquiao has publicly stated that, should the chance present itself, he is prepared to fight anyone, including Floyd Mayweather. If Mayweather is serious about coming out of retirement, he was invited to sign the deal. Pacquiao has a clear message. He is self-assured, ready, and aware of any unresolved issues between the two legends. His attitude as a fighter who still has faith in his ability and desires another opportunity to make amends is reflected in the call-out. Manny isn't waiting. He's challenging, as evidenced by his latest performances, which indicate he still has the spark.
To coax Floyd Mayweather out and maybe you guys get a rematch right here in this same building, do you feel like that this version of you beats the version of Floyd Mayweather that exists today?
You know, it's hard to talk about the fighter who retired already. If he comes out and go sign the contract and we'll fight. I mean, let's fight again if he wants. I have no problem with that. I'm active now. I don't pick my opponent. I don't, I fight them all.
Mauricio Sullivan, president of the WBC, offered a diplomatic viewpoint. He underlined that the boxing community did not want him to fight another war and acknowledged Floyd Mayweather's legendary reputation. However, he acknowledged that there is a chance for a rematch if the public keeps demanding it. His position reflects the boxing industry's commercial nature, where reality is frequently shaped by fan interest. Floyd may not require the fight, but the tremendous desire might be sufficient to make it happen.
But can you see a scenario where, obviously, Floyd, who's held the WBC titles many over his career, maybe gets tempted out of retirement for a Manny Pacquiao rematch?
What do you say?
I say he doesn't need to fight again, but I also would definitely come and watch. So I'm sort of like,
You'll come and watch. We have to see what happens Saturday, first of all. Of course, Floyd is legendary, just as Manny. There's no issue there. But you cannot skip. There's Barrios before, and Lance is a great journalist. I think he pulled out a good, I don't know if he interviewed Floyd or it's just his imagination, but it's something that has people talking about. So it's going to be a great fight.
It is evident from Pacquiao's recent interviews and social media posts that he is really interested in getting back in the ring with Floyd. He believes he has the ability to change history by winning the rematch. His recent performance, particularly in the Barrios fight, has given him confidence. Manny appears motivated by unresolved issues and feels that a rematch would improve his legacy in addition to making amends for previous transgressions. His tone has changed from one of speculation to one of determination.
You would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh, my goodness. Tell me about that fight a little bit. Being in there with Floyd being in there with you, like, what was the experience like being there, in the ring, fighting him finally?
It's good, but despite all those things, but then after the fight, right after the fight, I went to the hospital and got operated. My
Yeah, you got an operation, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you posted a picture of...
Really hurt.
Was he better or worse than you thought he was?
No, that's his style. Like, I knew it. But the thing is, I'm expecting that I won the fight because he didn't throw a lot of punches. I throw a lot of punches. And I reviewed the compy box, like slow motion from first round to 12 rounds. Like how many punches get connected and how many punches of him he connected. You know, that's boxing.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining or making, just it happened that way.
Yeah.
It happened to me many times.
Did you want a rematch with Floyd?
I'm still active. It's up to him if he's going to fight.
You would even fight him today?
Even here.
Oh, my goodness.
Even here.
Yeah, that fire never dies, man.
My right hand is complete, so.
Chris Algieri, a boxing commentator, provided a thorough and impartial viewpoint on the rematch rumors. He made the point that although there is no certainty of the fight, it is also not impossible. Algieri claims that supporters' interest in Manny has been rekindled by his recent performance against Barrios. He emphasized that Pacquiao is ultimately in control of this rematch, notwithstanding the never-ending conjecture. His readiness, hunger, and conditioning might be sufficient to entice Floyd to fight him again. Algieri's analysis lends validity to what many believe to be inevitable.
Listen, if Floyd's talking about coming back,
And that's what I wanted to touch on. Do you think that this now warrants Floyd Mayweather with his competitive spirit and attitude to come back and maybe try to one-up Manny Pacquiao by beating him again?
that wouldn't surprise me at all because I know how Floyd is when it comes to, seeing other people doing their thing. He's like, that's Chris. So I think that's a really good possibility of happening. But again, that's going to come down to Floyd and Manny. I think they're both in the driver's seat. Floyd's always in the driver's seat, Hey, sir, how are you, man?
There were rumors around the boxing community prior to Pacquiao's bout with Mario Barrios that a victory would force him to face Floyd again. With estimates of over $1 billion in sales, the financial appeal is enormous. Fans are demanding the rematch more than ever now that Manny has finished the fight with Barrios. The bout is expected to outperform even recent super fights in terms of worldwide appeal and financial success due to the fighters' extensive fan bases and histories.
So breaking news, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 is in talks to happen next if Pacquiao beats Mario Barrios. And Mayweather is expected to be ringside for Pacquiao's fight on Saturday night. And according to reports, the rematch could be the first ever fight to generate over $1 billion, and that would lure Mayweather out of retirement. Now, I definitely saw this coming. Manny's coming out of retirement after 4 years, of course because he's passionate about the sport, and Barrios is a world champion, so it's a legacy fight. But there's bigger name opponents Manny can fight, and the biggest of them all is definitely Floyd Mayweather. I mean, their first fight generated 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, did over $600 million in revenue, including pay-per-views and ticket sales and sponsorships. And even though the fight didn't live up to expectations, it could still be a massive fight, 2 to 3 million pay-per-views right now, or you could put it on Netflix and hundreds of millions of people would watch it worldwide. So if Manny can pull off the upset against Mario Barrios and become WBC champion on Saturday, don't be shocked if these two's negotiations really start to heat up and then the fight gets made shortly after.
Sean Porter, the former champion, has adopted a new stance. He thinks there's no need to revisit the chapter between Mayweather and Pacquiao, which ended in 2015. Porter believes that rather than being a legitimate sporting event, the fight runs the risk of turning into a nostalgic spectacle. Additionally, he notes that younger warriors with greater stakes can provide more entertaining value. According to him, both legends ought to be respected for their histories rather than being forced into another stressful situation that would lessen their legacy.
Listen, we've seen Manny on the end of bad decisions before. Timothy Bradley, excuse me. Jeff Horn fight, shout out to Tim. I know how you feel about that. Family. But this is what he's got to deal with. You can't go through a camp, do what you just did right there. We saw all the heart, everything that we've always seen from Manny, and this is the result. Shout out to Mario. He made the fight difficult just from being a big guy who is a better boxer than I realized, came to the ring with a true game plan to try to box and be patient, find openings and things of that nature. I don't think that Mario did enough to win. I don't think he did enough for a draw. I think that there was a lot more that he could have done. But the main thing is the style that he chose to box was actually a good style to use against Manny Pacquiao. They were saying that they were going to come right to the middle of the ring, and they did. But they came to the middle of the ring, and then they circled, they moved, they worked behind the jab. Not enough jabs, not enough of everything for Mario, so I really don't agree with the draw. All that said, y'all know I got to say the rest. Y'all know I got to say the rest.
Well, let me ask
One
you
more?
this. Should Manny fight younger guys still? Like, should he fight a Tank? Should he fight a Rolly? Or should he rematch Floyd?
I don't think y'all want to see him with Floyd. Do y'all? I don't know. I'm feeling like the world, because it's Manny Pacquiao, it makes sense for it to be Floyd Mayweather. But I don't know. I thought yesterday you were poking the bear